Hey guys, what's going on? I got some updates to the Blight build I wanted to talk about and had some a lot of questions have come up. I'm aware our planner does not have ability to select GA, so I wanted to kind of go through that as well. But let's start. So the first thing that we changed on the weapon temper, we have tried out the double projectiles, tried out the Blight size, but with the build having a decent cooldown on our Bone Storm, having the ability to increase that duration a substantial amount has been really helpful through this build. So I want to talk about that first, being able to keep up the Bone Storm as long as possible. So the other two tempers that we've been testing out, the double Blight projectile and the pool, really has not been impactful. The double Blight doesn't impact the projectiles from Ebonpiercer whatsoever, and the Blight pool itself is really not that important, considering if we're fighting a boss, they're already in the pool, and secondly, if we're using corpse turtles for large mobs, they're already going to be in that pool for the most part anyway. A couple other tempers to look at. I don't like the slow here. I would like to have a stun, immobilize, or freeze. And so on a lot of the defensive pieces, I've added those. So like here, we've got the chance to stun. The gloves, we have chance to freeze. So any of the chances you can on those pieces to grab anything other than slow is really helpful here. Ultimately, our goal for bosses especially is going to be to stagger them. So it's very important to have a lot of that up there and have a high uptime on that stagger. A couple other things are going to be the GAs. So would much rather have had attack speed than the damage over time roll here. Attack speed is crucial to this build, so as you see here, I do have the attack speed tempers on both my rings. Would like to have the attack speed tempered here. For your master workings, definitely the attack speed and intelligence would be the two you'd want to shoot for on your gloves, and on the rings, the attack speed and intelligence also. For your Ebonpiercer, this has been brought up a lot. The essence cost is really the only thing you want to focus on here. Sure, movement speed's cool and all, but the essence cost reduction is what's going to keep you in line with managing your essence. And on your Shaco, definitely want the resource generation. I've hit across the board. I'm eventually going to re-roll this, but without a doubt, your resource generation is key for this one. As far as a couple of quick notes for pushing in this build in general, so I've been playing around with a lot of the aspects. I'm still a huge fan of Intercalm. Conceited is another option, especially with keeping up the Bone Storm duration, but I'm just a huge fan of Intercalm. I've played around with some Conceited. I do like Conceited as well, but Intercalm just has such a high uptime in the stagger window, not to mention you still get that guaranteed 10% no matter what. A couple of changes on the skills themselves from the original video. No longer have any points whatsoever in Blight. It's pointless. Sure, the initial Blight itself, the main projectile, does do more damage this way, but just not a fan of it whatsoever. Took them out completely. And as far as some other stats, did go into the Necrotic Carapace. Got that all the way up just for some more Fortify. Hued Flesh is at 3. I think we do have some opportunity to move the Hued Flesh, like we can drop it over into our Decrepify to give us more DR. And then just filling out, I put one more here, and this is another point we can take out. We really only need it for the stagger effect. The damage is minuscule at best. And for the Paragon, I'm going to run through it quick. There were some changes to this. The most updated is going to be in the planner that is linked in this video. It's always going to be the most up to date. So if you're ever looking for any changes that may have come, it's going to be in that planner. I'm going to keep the planner up to date as any changes that are made. So same thing, Gravekeeper in your main board. Withers next with Amplify. We've got Sacrificial in the Scent of Death. In the Bone Graft, we have Abyssal. In the Bloodbath, we have Control, Flesh Eater, Scourge, Hulking Monstrosity, Exploit. So those are your big changes for the build. Seen a lot more consistency in the pushing. We're up to 115 now. Actually, Raffledot's one of the guys in Sanctuary Discord has actually cleared 119 with it. And I do want to make note of one thing that he did. He actually went a different route than just the Bone Storm. He also took out Retribution and Inner Calm and added Asha's Gale and Conceited. It is a fine option. We do a lot of damage with this build even without Retribution and Intercom. I have tested it as well. I'm not as big a fan as just using the increased Bone Storm duration. And like I said, Intercom can be interchangeable with Conceited. I just really like Intercom. So those are your main changes. There's some things you can look at if you're feeling a little squishy. Definitely take a look at the Asha Scale and Conceited combo. It's really nice. But other than that, that's about it. And if you got any questions, y'all know where to find me. Thanks a lot.